Hey guys, what's going on? It's Coach Ivan from Pentado Tennis Training, and today I'll be giving you guys some free tips. I'll be saying some things that you've probably heard before and maybe a couple that you may want to listen to. So basically with the forehand, it starts with the grip. You want to hold a nice semi-western grip. In an easy way to remember, it's like you're frying an egg or you're frying some food. You hold like this, knuckle on the third bevel. So basically what we're gonna do is in the swing of the forehand there's a unit turn and then there's a follow through and a finish. So basically on the unit turn we want to always try to have the racket above the wrist. Racket stays above the wrist through the backswing. There's a forward swing, but ideally we want to try to avoid dangling the wrist too much. Not that it can't be done, there's many whippy forehands, but for this style of swing we want to see if the racket can remain above your wrist. This is a stage one. It's left hand helps you bring it back, hips and shoulder coil. So from here I'm facing the court and then I turn and now I'm ready to swing forward, right? So this is the very first step. If I'm facing the court, it would look like this. Same thing, racket stays above your wrist and then it comes through. Now, the first phase is the take back. This is where it gets a little tricky. As you're coming through, there's a couple things that you could do to drive your racket forward. So basically, and by the way, these tips, they're not so much for beginners, they're maybe more for intermediate to more advanced. Not to say that they couldn't get any ideas from this. You could learn a lot from the unit turn, but as you're coming through, this may be a little bit more advanced. So basically, once we get to this power position, assuming that you're doing open stance, it's as your body starts to open up, as this right leg is driving the hips forward, you want to try to lead from this part. That way your arm starts to speed up. It's like you're showing the butt cap to the ball. The arm doesn't really do it, it just remains loose, but you're driving from your core and you're trying to almost open up your chest. So basically it's like a spring. It's like one, and then your body's springing and your arm will drive forward to contact, and then it will keep accelerating through. So it's like one and then two. It's like one and two. So it's a lot like a slingshot. From this side it would look like one, so you can feel my feet. So you'd be like one, and then you're coming through, this part opens up, body starts to uncoil, contact, and then it rolls over. So there's contact and then rolling over. Another part of the swing that perhaps you may get a little bit of help with is the rolling over. I'm guilty of this sometimes too, but let's say that you're pulling and you're swinging. Ideally, you want to try and there's a couple things that you want to make sure that as soon as you get to contact, a good contact is maybe like here, maybe this is a little bit further back. If you were to videotape yourself, you want to make sure that maybe contact looks somewhere around here. Arm can be bent, but still contact in front, or arm straight with contact in front. You just don't want to be too close to the body, because then you start to lose a little bit too much pop. It's just too close for the racket to roll over. So assuming that you have good spacing, assuming that you're swinging and that your chest is perpendicular to the court, now from here the racket must roll over the ball. I would say this would look good. You want to be careful with overextending your arm and your back. It's once you make the contact, racket just rolls over the ball, and you want to keep the strings nice and close. So it goes one, contact, and then it rolls over. So there's a one and then a two. Perhaps another tip that may help is the way you position your body. You want to make sure right shoulder is a bit lower than the left, and even as you're coming through, that your right shoulder still remains slightly lower than the left. This is another part that's a little bit important. It helps keep your strings close to your strings closed as you're coming through. So it's one, you're pulling, strings are closed, head still, racket keeps following through, and then it's done. So guys, I hope you enjoy some of these tips. There's a lot of things that maybe you've already heard, but if you haven't heard any and it helps, well then that's kind of why we're doing it. I mean, you have the unit turn, what drives the swing, how your body should look at contact, and then the rolling over, and that may help a little bit of some of you guys. I hope you enjoy, and I may show a couple of lessons that do a couple of these things. See you soon. Take care. Working on the forehand. Ready? Very good. Very good. Here you go. One more. Here you go.